In the quiet town of Belford lived a young man named Ethan, full of dreams but carrying a weakness. He often lied. His father, Robert, was an honest carpenter, and his mother, Clara, always gave him wise advice. Clara would remind him, "A lie feels light when spoken, but heavier the longer you carry it." Yet Ethan ignored her words. One day, the mayor announced he needed a young assistant, and Ethan saw his chance. But the job required a business certificate, which Ethan did not have. That night, fear and greed mixed in his heart as he wrote a false certificate. With a nervous smile, Ethan walked into Mayor Collins' office for the interview. Collins looked him in the eye and asked, "Are you an honest man?" Ethan smiled, but hid the truth. The mayor believed him, and the job was his. For the first time, Ethan felt important, and the town looked at him with respect. He worked with dedication, earning Collins' trust more each day. But inside, guilt grew heavier, and the lie whispered to his soul. Clara noticed the storm in her son's eyes, though he tried to hide it. Then one night, fire broke out in the town's storage, and chaos filled the streets. Collins called on him to lead, but Ethan's false knowledge chained him to the ground. As the fire devoured important files, Ethan stood helpless, his lie burning inside him like the flames outside. By morning, the whispers of doubt had spread. Belford began to question their new assistant. Collins summoned him, and the truth could no longer hide. The mayor's question cut through him like a knife. At last, Ethan broke. The lie collapsed, and shame poured out with his tears. Soon, the entire town knew. The respect he once carried turned into scorn. At home, his father's silence and mother's tears weighed heavier than any punishment. That night, Ethan felt the crushing weight of his lie more than ever before. He went to the river where silence reminded him of the life he could have chosen. His father found him there and said, "Truth may hurt for a moment, but lies hurt forever." Ethan realized his father's words carried the truth he had ignored all along. The next day, Ethan stood before the townsfolk, ready to face them with honesty. He admitted his lie, his shame, and asked for forgiveness. Collins watched closely, measuring the young man's honesty now against his earlier deceit. Some hearts softened, others remained cold, but Ethan felt lighter than ever before. Collins called him once more, not to punish, but to test the man who now stood truly honest. The mayor saw in him not weakness, but growth. Ethan returned to simple work, this time carrying pride in truth, not lies. Slowly, the people of Belford began to trust him again. Even Collins noticed the change. The boy who once lied now lived with truth. At home, peace returned. His mother's eyes shone with relief. His father's silence turned to pride. He learned that lies may promise quick rewards, but only truth brings lasting peace. Belford welcomed him again, not as a liar, but as a man who changed. The weight of his lie had broken him, but the strength of truth rebuilt him. Control your tongue, speak the truth, even in fear. For lies will drown you, but honesty will always set you free. Remember, trust takes years to build, but just one lie to break. Always choose truth over regret. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because one click can spread a lesson that may save someone's future.